The road to the NCAA tournament runs through Flushing, Queens, and the top two teams in the Cunyac meet here on the pitch. It's Lehman, John Jay. The winner goes to the big dance on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside David Horn, I'm John Perez. This is what we've been waiting for all year, David, specifically for this Lehman Lightning squad, looking for their first championship in school history. First time here since 2021, and they've had a spectacular year so far.
Yes, their only loss on the season came against John Jay, so it's going to be an uphill battle for them and the underdogs for sure in this contest.
Meanwhile, for John Jay on the other side, what a turnaround it's been over the last 5 years. They've been in the title game every year, looking to capture their fourth title over the last 5 years. With that said, we'll send it down to the field for the start of the national anthem, starting lineups right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
And show respect to those who serve and protect our great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stars and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched. Earth gallantly streaming, and the rapids red wave, the bonfires swinging high, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Fans, before we meet today's participants, we'd like to take this opportunity to recognize the regular season champions and congratulate the John Jay Bloodhounds for being this year's regular season Cunyac Athletic Conference champions, going undefeated in conference play. We invite the team captains and coaches to meet Mr. Michael Spurton just in front of the area near the official scores table to receive the regular season championship plaque. Congratulations, John Jay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's participants. We will begin with the team coming from the Bronx, New York, the Lehman College Lightning. The head coach is Toma Vucevic. The assistant coaches are Hugh Campbell and Joe Panetti. For the Lehman Lightning, number 00, Caitlin Rice. Number 1, Ashley Gomez. Number 3, Karen Marin. Number 10, Emily Huerta. Number 16, Adriana Celas. Number 17, Brittany Guisado. Number 20, Mamie Colley. Number 25, Marilyn Cadena. And now the starting lineup for the Lehman College Lightning. Number 4, Lori Castro. Number 5, Stephanie Rodan. Number 6, Esmeralda Santos Valencia. Number 7, Maria Martinez. Number 8, Barbara Meda. Number 9, Haley Ziquilanda. Number 11, Rosalyn Vasquez Max. Number 12, Claudia Diaz. Number 13, Natalie Gola. Number 15, Miriam Bernal. And in goal for the Lightning, number 0, Haley Morales. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lehman College Lightning. And their opponents, the regular season champions, the John Jay Bloodhounds. The head coach is Johnny Clooney. Assistant coaches Nathan Davis, Ryan Ford, Kai and Galis Campos. For the Bloodhounds, number 9, Morgan Torres. Number 12, Jerlene Castillo. Number 15, Kelly Tula Lopez. Number 18, Kira Kepitz. Number 20, Lilith Eaton. Number 21, Anna Ware. Number 22, Jasmine Arias. Number 26, Sophia Arias. Number 99, Kaylin McClellan. Starting for the Bloodhounds, number 2, Daniela Vasquez. Number 4, Ella Rose Bianca. Number 5, Sofia Estarbi. Number 6, Alexandria Nephard. Number 7, Michaela Schock. Number 10, Lucia Giangaspero. Number 16, Zoe Speck. Number 17, Olivia Boucher. Number 19, Sure Nero. Number 23, Emma Fisher. And in goal for the Bloodhounds, number 1, Gianna Duarte. Shake hands, ladies. May the best team win. Fans, it is showtime.
Keep us on it, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it.
Welcome back to Queens College. The top 2 seeds locking horns to go on to the NCAA tournament. And let's start with the Lehman Lightning and a couple of impact players. And, you know, David, it's not exactly who we are going to show here. It's who's not here for Lehman, and it's one of the best players in the conference. With Emily Huerta not playing, disqualified for this match because of a red card, and you could see a big loss for Lehman. They're going to have to rely upon Lori Castro and others to fill that void.
Yeah, it's 100%. Emily Huerta, obviously the goals and assists speak for themselves. Second in the conference, only behind number 17 for John Jay, Olivia Boucher. And for Lori Castro, she's just going to have to create in the midfield, move the ball up the pitch as much as she can, and get shots on goal.
Meanwhile, on the other side, for the top-seeded John Jay Bloodhounds, you just saw regular season champions. They are on an 8-match winning streak, and they're going to be led by a fantastic transfer in Olivia Boucher and Michaela Schock.
The numbers speak for themselves, John. 21 goals and 6 assists. It's hard to stop her. She's been unstoppable. 2 hat-tricks already on this season, and she's one to watch out for today.
All right, David, we're almost moments before the start of game time. What are these two teams going to have to do to pick up the victory here today and move on to the NCAA tournament?
Well, for Lehman College, it's going to be getting their playmakers involved. It's going to be Castro and Meta. They need to get early touches on the ball. These creators combined for 68 goals and assists altogether. Push the ball over to the wings. They have superb crossing, and that's how they got shots on goal against City College in the semis. And lastly, put pressure on the goalkeeper. John Jay's goalkeeper, Gianna Duarte, is only 5'2" and a freshman. Get the ball high up on the net and aim for the top corners. For John Jay on the other side, it's Boucher. You want to get her in 1v1 situations. Let her create and do all the magic and put the ball in the back of the net. Set pieces have been a little shaky for John Jay this season, and that's how City College scored against them last year in the final. And then lastly, get moving in transition. The Lehman College defenders, they want to get them backpedaling with this fast-paced attack, the most goals in the entire conference, especially with speed on the right-hand side.
It's a 6-0 victory for John Jay in the semifinals for Lehman, a 3-2 victory over CCNY, and pretty close standings at the top of the conference, and a lot of the top teams just beating up on the lower parts of the conference. You see them knocking all over York and Medgar Evers. But either way, for John Jay and Lehman, they've been as good as advertised this year.
Yes, Lehman's one loss, as we mentioned, was against John Jay. It was a 6-1 loss, and it will be a tough one if they want to come out. But I believe they can do it if they get their playmakers involved and get the ball pushing down the field.
These two teams met in the regular season, and it was a John Jay decisive victory, 6-1 the score. As John Jay got it going, Emma Fisher, Lucia Giangaspero, Anna Weir scoring 2 goals, Olivia Boucher and Daniela Vasquez. All the big reasons for the victory for John Jay. Third straight year that the conference final has been here at Queens College, and you think about all the fields that are being played. Lehman plays on campus. John Jay plays at Randall's Island. A true neutral setting to go to the NCAA tournament, and it's always a fun atmosphere. As John Jay won the coin flip, and they'll have the first possession as we are ready to go here in Queens, and John Jay with the first possession. Going back to 2012, John Jay has knocked off Lehman 11 matches to 7. In fact, have won the last 9 games against Lehman. And a quick counter by Stephanie Roldan, the freshman from the Bronx. But the captain, Ella Rose Bianco, a senior from Berkeley, Michigan, 6 points on the season. We'll watch it roll out of play and a throw-in for John Jay.
Yeah, early here, you want to get the ball up the court if you are John Jay. Get it into Olivia Boucher right up top.
Well, here's Stephanie Roldan, and somebody who head coach Toma Gojasevic said that he saw tape on her. Easy play for Gigi Duarte, who scoops it up. But Roldan, transfer from Mount St. Vincent, so not too far from Lehman, says she's very coachable, someone who's always in your face. And keep an eye on number 5 for Lehman. And like we said, they're going to have to pick up the slack for not having Emily Horta today.
Trying to get Boucher down the field early. It's a good option, but that time couldn't work it out.
That's Sophia Astarby, the sophomore, starting for John Jay in place of Sophia Arias, who was nicked up in the semifinal victory. Head coach Johnny Clooney said he's got faith in both of the Sophias, but says that the big reason that Astarby gets it is he just wants to get her involved, get her some playing minutes, and then if need be, you could always throw Arias in towards the end of the first half and certainly in crunch time. Little give and go up the field. Michaela Schock, 16 points on the season. Someone who's good out wide, can be the 10. Affectionately nicknamed Cole Palmer, of course, playing for Chelsea, and sees a lot of Palmer's game in Schock.
Yeah, that's the side that they're going to want to attack on, especially with the speed of Schock going on that right-hand side.
Starby in the direction of Emma Fisher, the junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And Astarby flicks it in. Off to Boucher, and you want to talk about a key signing. Boucher, the transfer from St. Rose, tries to get it on net. Ball squirms out, still loose. And then a whistle. Halting play and Lehman possession. But, of course, many around here know that St. Rose closing its doors at the end of last year, so that meant that there was a huge groundswell of talent. And Olivia Boucher, the latest member to do so, to transfer. She's originally from Sayville, out on Long Island. Was speaking to a Johnny Clooney, had other offers, but felt that John Jay was the best decision for her. And John Jay feels that that decision is paying off in dividends.
Well, the job is not quite finished yet. They want to cap it off with a Cunyac win here today.
This has really been John Jay's conference to lose since 2019. Always had difficulty getting around CSI, College of Staten Island, but then they moved up to Division II, the ECC, and it's been John Jay's conference ever since, winning in 2019, 21, 22, and now looking for their first championship since that 22 campaign.
Yeah, last year it was a tough loss against City College. They were able to capitalize on some mistakes, especially on corners and getting the ball high up in the net, and if Lehman want to do the same thing, that's what they'll have to do.
And this really is a crucial part in John Jay's at least recent history, because they're losing a lot of talent from the last few years in the dynasty of yesterday, so to speak. They're losing Katie Healy, as well as other top players, Kim Robledo, Julia Bellotti.
Nora O'Connor,
right. So it's always, yes, you did really well with that core group of players, but can you sustain it for a longer period of time? And a Johnny Clooney, who's been around since those days with Casey Summers, said that, yeah, the talent keeps coming in, winning helps, players want to play for John Jay, and he's finally got it to a point in the program where John Jay is a soccer destination.
100% best team in the Cunyac Conference has of late, and Cunyac has a really good mindset going into each of these seasons and really gives those opportunities to all these players. Everybody buys in.
Lehman just trying to possess, rolled on, rolls it towards midfield. Good job by Ali Nemhard, one of the captains for John Jay, causing disruption, but a whistle gives it to the Lightning.
With 2 transfers and 5 freshmen coming into this program this year, John Jay have obviously had their way in the conference, and they'll look to do the same sort of thing. Their team is a little bit smaller than last year, this year with 19, but they'll try and keep recruiting and keep their momentum going into further years.
Bianco sends it in the direction of Schock. Schock, a junior from Nutley, New Jersey.
No, and Aaron pounds. Let's see if Lehman can break on the counter.
Yeah, Castro going over the top. In pursuit is Barbara Maida, the sophomore from New Rochelle, has her pocket picked. And Lucia Giangaspero trying to weave out of traffic. And Nemhard flanking her, goes to help her defensively. Back the other way for John Jay is Zoe Speck, sends it far side. It's a foot race and just out of the reach of Emma Fisher.
Well, John,
Fisher's
that's
speedy, not that speedy.
John, that's exactly what you want to see if you're John Jay. Get the Lehman defense backpedaling on counterattacks when they do try and move forward because they are a little bit short in the back. And that ball just a little bit too far going for Emma Fisher on the left-hand side.
Caitlin Rice, the goalkeeper and starting keeper for Lehman, but it'll be Barbara Maida to send it up the field. Maida, 23 points this year, 10 goals, 3 assists. Someone that Coach G didn't recruit. She reached out, was going to enroll in Lehman and said, hey, I want to try out. Was seen as a walk-on, met in the office, and then did some workout sessions with him as Rice, first opportunity, doesn't catch it in the air but keeps it away from the net. Here comes John Jay with an opportunity. Schock couldn't settle. And John Jay not able to capitalize.
Yeah, that's definitely a missed opportunity. Fisher had a good chance on the left-hand side, and then when it came to Schock, she should have tried to bring it down a little bit sooner, get it off with the right foot.
Way outside the box, wide.
Well, it's good to see Olivia Boucher just getting shots on net. Eventually, they will start to fall for her. She's very accurate on the season.
Barbara made it. But anyway, you know, those are usually the stories that you'll hear at the Division III level, specifically in the CUNY Athletic Conference, where the conference really emphasizes student over athletes as that's sent into the bleachers. Everyone has to duck out of the way. But you'll get players that played in high school, maybe sporadically. They weren't the quote-unquote kings and queens of the dance, so to speak. They weren't highly recruited, but want to continue their education and athletic career in places like John Jay, Lehman, and we'll see Hunter later as well, providing opportunities for these players to extend their careers and playing some meaningful college competition.
And that's something so wonderful about the Cunyac Conference and about soccer in general in New York City. There's so many people who play, want to keep playing, and at the Cunyac level, it allows people to work, go to school, and also keep their collegiate career going.
Natalie Cola, local product from Queens, trying to gain possession, but a throw-in for John Jay. Quick restart is Daniela Vasquez, one of the returners. A junior from Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. And now this time it's Nero to loft it in. So Nero with a goal and an assist in the semifinal win over Brooklyn. Comes near side in the direction of Fisher. Out of play again.
Well, this is still the right type of momentum that John Jay wants. Keep the ball in Lehman's half, and eventually they'll be able to pick a pass and get through on goal. And if you're Lehman right now, you want to bring the ball as close up to John Jay's side as you possibly can. Possibly win a free kick somehow. That's how they've been able to capitalize in the past. They scored off a corner kick in the 6-1 loss.
When we were speaking to Gosevic during the week, he said that, yeah, they lost to John Jay 6-1, but he said it was a close game throughout, and then John Jay was able to pour it on later in the game. And that's what John Jay can do. They can capitalize on mistakes, but he feels his team is poised. They're ready for this moment, and they just need a few bounces to go their way as well. And 10 minutes gone by, they've withstood John Jay and really haven't given them opportunities to score.
Yes, John, and once you get to the playoffs, regular season does not matter in the slightest. Gojovic is telling his players that nothing has mattered up until this point. It is about these 90 minutes that you have to play.
We'll see Gian Gasparo. Flicks it over to Schock. Here's Michaela Schock showing off the moves towards Boucher, trying to settle through 3 defenders. And the shot from Fisher's blocked. And Lehman able to get it out of the 18.
In that 18-yard box and around that area, Lehman has to do a good job of winning that second ball.
Here's the foot race. Nemhard working against Lori Castro, and then Nemhard fires over to the far side to Nero.
Castro just a half step behind. If she got her foot out in front, Duarte was out of the goal and would have had a good chance. And that time, Castro just coming back after giving that pressure, just barely offside.
Fisher sends it ahead. Miriam Bernal, the junior from the Bronx. And then Gian Gasparo sends it wide. Schock trying to keep it in play and cannot.
Good step from Nemhard there to get the ball upfield.
Yeah, and then Schock just not able to get past Rossell and Max Vasquez, the sophomore from Bedford Hills. Nicknamed Rosie, really a right fullback, but plays the left back. 4 points on the season.
And for John Jay, that's the part of the Lehman defense that they want to attack, try and get around, and Schock with that right foot trying to get across into the center towards Boucher.
Something brewing for John Jay. The cross, and Caitlin Rice comes out to step in front of Weir. The evolution for Caitlin Rice this year, the freshman from the Bronx, allowing 1.55 goals a game. Someone who's evolved a lot, spends a lot of time with Coach Josevic. And he said the difference is night and day from the first time he saw her in net.
Yeah, and she's been phenomenal. 19 goals allowed on the season, and that's the best in the Cunyac Conference, with 6 of those coming against John Jay. So she's been dominant in net.
Nemhard watches that out of play. Almost 14 minutes in the books. John Jay with 4 shots, no corners, 1 foul apiece.
No nonsense from Nemhard. And that's what you want to see from your center backs. Just get the ball out of play. Give your defense a chance to reset.
Yeah, Nemhard nagging injuries in the beginning of the year, missed 2 games. That strong defender, captain, wearing number 6 for John Jay. Nemhard the header.
An anchor on defense for Nemhard. Now let's see if John Jay can push the other way.
Well, here's Boucher. John Jay has the speed. And Fisher trying to get possession in front of Rice, and then Rice slides in front of Fisher to keep it scoreless.
Rice came out at just the right time. If she was a half step too late, Fisher would have gotten a touch on that and would have went around the keeper.
Gostovich said earlier in the year it was the game against Old Westbury. Even though they lost 3-2 that game, that Rice really started to click and started to be the goalie that he was molding. He says she comes early to practice. They have a one-on-one session of 45 minutes before the team practice, and it's really helped her gain confidence. Obviously, the skill level is in there, but that's what you need out of your goalie. And for Rice, who's a freshman, you want to build a cornerstone for your program and become a dominating presence in the conference.
And it's already been shown in net so far this season, somebody that they'll hope to continue to have between the posts going forward.
Lori Castro sends it in the direction of Schock, and John Jay on the counter.
This is exactly what they want, get the Lehman defense backpedaling. They can try and get a trailer on the backside.
Schock the cross in the direction of Boucher. And then Esmeralda Santos Valencia, the senior, knocks it aside. Deep throw for the Bloodhounds. Poked ahead, that was Claudia Diaz. Transfer from Stevenson, first-year player. Whistle, turnover. John Jay Lehman free kick.
Yeah, something that I've noticed, John, about John Jay's offense is they like to put all the pressure on the wings. The only target person in the middle is usually Boucher and sometimes Fisher on the far post. But their midfield kind of stays back and lets the offense do their thing. And with good reason. They've been the highest scoring offense in the conference, 62 goals for them.
62 goals. They've only allowed 33 goals. Scoring has been aplenty, at least on the women's side of things. When we look at the men's numbers next game, you'll see a lot more defense on the men's side of the game. But, hey, you take advantage of it, and for John Jay, leaving no stone unturned. Towards the Bloodhound bench, Fisher.
Good turn by Fisher to get upfield.
Yeah, able to sashay around Natalie Cola. Stays with Barbara Maida and Lehman, who quickly fires it in, and there's Nemhard, double-teamed.
Yeah, Nimhard is a workhorse in the back line. She's been getting every ball for the Bloodhounds.
John Gasparo, the shock. And a little touch to Zoe Speck, the sophomore from Ashton, PA. In the direction of Boucher. You're right, they try and go to Boucher, and Lehman's been man-marking her, and we've not seen Boucher able to have any looks in the open field.
And sometimes as a striker, you get frustrated when that happens and you want to drop deeper to receive that ball. But for Boucher, it's just going to be about patience. Let her midfield and Zoe Spence and some of these other players get the ball upfield so that she can have a chance on net.
There you see the scoring aplenty. John Jay first with the most goal scores in one of the least amount of games played. Lehman, 51 goals in 14 matches played as well. That's a top 4 of 6 in the CUNY Athletic Conference.
And both teams very sound defensively, just about the same amount of goals allowed per game, or roughly around 33. You see in that position, Fisher came down to receive it, and now Boucher is out on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Boucher and Valencia, and our first corner of the afternoon.
Well, it's obvious that Olivia Boucher will be somebody to target in the center. She scored against Lehman off of a corner kick the last time that these two teams played.
Yeah, Boucher leading the conference in scoring with 48 points, and see Emma Fisher, they're the number 9 hole. But corner up coming from John Jay. Fisher steps into it. Goes far side. Bloodhounds try and track it down. As Zoe Speck goes up top to Starby. Gian Gasparo. And a Weir, shot blocked. Weir trying to cross again.
Now, this is beautiful play from John Jay. When that ball got to the far post, they were able to work it all the way across on the other side of the field, and that's very hard to do. At the top of the box, you always just want to pull the trigger and get a shot off goal.
On the cross, a one-timer high up in the air. Rice parries it away. Sticks with the Bloodhounds, Boucher. Good job by Haley Sukulanda to step in the passing lane and clear it.
And for Lehman, you see how deep their players are. Castro, the only one forward at the moment, and she was helping out on defense. So it's hard to get up the pitch when you have nobody on the other side.
Bianco gets past one defender, but goes right into the foot of Sukulanda. Sukulanda, a New York Soccer Club product. Someone could hit the ball from 30 yards out. She could hit the ball from 30 yards out. Olivia Boucher trying to cross. And Valencia the clear. John Jay to fire it in. David, 21 minutes in the books, and John Jay starting to open it up offensively, but Lehman sticking with them.
Yeah, they're playing very defensively at the moment. Both of Gojevic's teams are very defense-oriented. And for them, it's just about picking the right pass and trying to get forward as best as they can. And for John Jay, it's about that piercing ball into the midfield, spray it out towards the wings, and try and get that cross right back into Boucher.
Gian Gasparo.
And there's that piercing ball into the midfield. Just one heavy touch too many. Great touch in the center.
Gian Gasparo leading forward. Fisher, the cross, whistle offside as the shot goes over the crossbar.
Now, even though that was offside, it was called very early. But for Boucher, you want to see just one go in the back of the net. And not being able to finish that, we'll see how that plays. But that was a good opportunity for John Jay, just a hair offside. And you can really see the impact of not having one of their star players for Lehman College. That being Emily Huerta. 16 goals, 16 assists on the season, 48 total points. Just tied with Boucher as the best in the conference.
Yeah, picked up a red card at the 73rd minute in the semifinal against CCNY. Here's Boucher, turns around, fires a shot and scores! And John Jay opens it up with who else? One of the best players in the conference, Olivia Boucher.
Well, John, that was just really beautiful. An amazing touch on the inside, and the shot spoke for itself. Now let's see this one more time. Ball goes out towards the outside, and once it makes its way back into Boucher, she shields the ball, takes a touch inside with her right, and finish it off the crossbar and down with the left.
Michaela Schock with the assist, and John Jay able to break it open. There's Gianna Duarte, who's been a little, I wouldn't say bored, but has not been called upon so far. Picks up her first ground ball.
And that's partially been because Lehman hasn't had a way out. Duarte is usually that person along with Castro, but obviously not eligible for the game today.
So Olivia Boucher giving John Jay the lead.
The John Jay goal scored in the 23rd minute of play. Goal scored by...
And Gianna Duarte picks it up. After the shot from the captain, made up.
Number 17, Olivia Boucher. On assist from number 7, Michaela Schock, time to go. 23rd minute, Boucher from Schock in 23rd minute of play.
Boucher, beautiful ball down the sideline, but Fisher couldn't quite get to it. Just misread that completely. The turf here at Queens College is pretty short, so the ball skids pretty easily, and that's why Fisher wasn't able to grab that one.
It's the first time that these two have played on this field this year, so, you know, warm-ups can help you a little bit, but it's unfamiliar turf. But for John Jay, they've been here the last few years. Shock with the cross. Finds its way in the direction of Fisher. Tenacious defending by Sukalanda. Starby into the box to Boucher.
Yeah, Boucher trying to shield there, just wasn't able to get her whole body around it to trap the ball.
Zoe Speck, the counter. Flicks ahead. Rice. Slide tackle, and then pounces on top of it.
Well, for Rice, she took an awkward angle to it, but ended up getting there in the end. And if Fisher was able to get around it, it would have been a wide open net.
It's been a bit of a work in progress for Caitlin Rice this year, and you could still see the raw talent that she has. And, you know, instinctually, you could see that she has the instincts of a field player, David. Doesn't really try and catch the ball as much as she can. And there on that play, she uses her hands. But it's been a few times the ball has gone down in her direction, and she has opted to slide tackle or play it with her waist.
Well, sometimes that's just what you're most comfortable with, but as the season progresses, that's what you try and move forward into as Lehman wins a free kick. If I'm Lehman here, I'm taking my time here, trying to put pressure on the goalkeeper in Duarte and send a ball towards the 6-yard box, see if you can get a flick on. And it's going to be Maida to take.
They had 23 points on the season. Good field position, good ball into the box towards Duarte, and she picks up the short hop. Cool, calm, and collected, Gigi Duarte.
Well, John, that was exactly what I said that Lehman should try and do. They weren't able to set their line back further. John Jay held a high line.
Maybe she heard you.
Not a bad idea. Good passenger play, and Boucher almost away.
But then called out of play. Nearest defender, Miriam Bernal. And out again in a quick restart. At least we thought it would be, but then a Starby floats to Speck.
Yeah, and that was a smart play by a Starby. Boucher was alone by herself with 4 Lehman defenders surrounding, so up towards the middle, sprayed out towards the right-hand side of the field.
Surya Nero. Nero trying to cross, but stepped out of play.
Yeah, just ran out of room. Good touch on the outside and was able to get all the way forward. Was just missing that one final pass.
Olivia Boucher in the 23rd minute, giving John Jay a 1-0 lead in the Cunyac Championship.
And if you're Lehman, you're not totally upset with how you've played so far. And at this point in the last game, they were already down, 3-0.
Still plenty of time in the first half to recover, and the Lehman team throughout the course of the year that has had comeback victories, and they've been here before.
And with a striker like Lori Castro, 16 goals, 7 assists on the season, anything can really happen. However, Nemhard has just been right there on her heel the entire game.
Yeah, and John Jay, because of that, they've been able to dictate the pace of the game and not really permit Lehman from setting up their offense and trying to create opportunities. They've been playing back and on their back third.
And if I'm Lori Castro, she's been going in to receive every ball that she's tried to get from her Lehman teammates. What I would communicate is try and send one right down the line just like that.
All right, they're listening to you, David. Here's Lori Castro, Nemhard the defender. Castro getting past Nemhard, the cross. Nobody there, and Duarte scoops it up. Nearest Lightning teammate was Barbara Maida. but a few strides too short was Maida, and Duarte able to pick it up.
And Maida going box to box. She's been everywhere on the field today. But on that try for Castro, you either want to decisively go to goal or try and cut it back to give your runners a chance at a shot at one time.
Sukalanda converges over. And then Maida trying to throw it in front towards Castro. Flag is up for the offside. Still no whistle. And then Nemhard is there. It was a late offside call, but, or at least confirmation. Flag was up right away.
Yes, I thought it was a little bit closer than it seemed. I thought Castro was onside, and it was the left center back holding her on, but nonetheless.
I know 15 minutes to play, first half. What have you taken out of the last two Lehman opportunities? Because they're starting to open it up offensively.
Well, I think Castro's one of the smartest players in the conference and knows when to step and knows when to try and make runs. Because she's felt Nemhard on her back heel the entire time, she decides to fake bite, turn around, and go down the line. If they can continue to do that and keep Nemhard guessing, that's their best way to get an opportunity on net.
Shock trying to create with Daniela Vasquez, but goal kick.
And for John Jay, they're working down that right-hand side again, using that speed, trying to do a 1-2 around the left back, Rosalind Max Vasquez. And I think that's their best way to try and get the ball inside, and that's how they capitalized with their first goal.
Ball sent towards the midfield. And Nero slides it in front of Lori Castro.
And one thing that I'm noticing is I can hear a lot more of the Bloodhounds being vocal with one another, and Lehman a little bit less so, which they'll want to try and be a little bit more vocal, especially with John Jay's offensive front three.
Near side, Ella Rose Bianco.
Great ball by Bianca. Jay just not able to handle that first touch.
There's Vasquez. Vasquez picks the pocket of Karen Marin. Shocked across towards Vasquez, and Rice falls on top of it and keeps it out of the cage.
Well, that was a beautiful give and go. Vasquez getting it right back after delivering it to Shock, and just couldn't squeeze it through the wickets of Rice.
Well, David, if Lehman comes back in this game or finds the equalizer, we'll have to bookmark that play. Try to get it towards Castro, but a Starby comes over.
And when Lehman starts, when Lehman do get their shot upfield, because if they can get that defense back pulling, Boucher can easily put one in the back of the net.
Cola to Valencia, and then comes near side. A Starby.
And for Lehman, it's winning that second ball that's going to be so important if they want to move forward in this game and get an equalizer.
There's a Starby working diligently. Johnny Clooney has had a couple of subs at the bench. He's trying to get Sophie Arias back in there for a Starby. A Starby taking that starting spot because Arias was a little nicked up. And now the sub's coming in. Arias wearing 26, and Anna Weir, the freshman from Baldwin, comes in for John Jay. As a Starby and Emma Fisher come off. And a good job by a Starby coming in and filling the role as a starter today.
Yes, 100%. He's been sensational out of the back, but it's time for a new look, and we'll see what John Jay wants to do with it.
LaRose Bianca over to Arias, someone who was originally recruited as a center back, can play outside back. She's done well. Fresher from Sparks, Nevada. Arias coming over, and then Bianco stepping in front of Castro.
Good touch from Weir.
We are one of the top rookies in the conference. The conference is yet to release the players of the year, rookie and first and second team selections. I'd imagine, though, that Weir is probably going to be on one of those teams. And obviously, if you're rookie of the year, you end up being on one of those teams. Shot gets blocked. Gian Gasparo for John Jay. And Olivia Boucher looking to step into it on the cross. Good defensive job by Stephanie Roldan.
Yeah, when you see an attacker standing still and waiting for the ball to get into them, that's when you try and make a step and try and win that first ball. Lehman 3-on-3 situation here.
Marin to Castro, and there's Nemhard. Boy, Nemhard could really suffocate you.
Yeah, she knows exactly when to step, but we see her limping just a little bit there. We'll see. She might have taken a knock. It seems like her left ankle is what's bothering her.
Boucher the cross. Nothing doing. Drop off. Vasquez shot. Saved by Rice. She slid over to her right and kept the ball out of the cage. Second big save over the last 10 minutes for Caitlin Rice.
As long as the ball doesn't go in the net, nothing else really matters. And let's see that one again. It was a beautiful give and go. And right here, this layoff was perfect. First time from Vasquez, and then Rice just puts it in front, goes to a knee, and allows it to ricochet off her. But let's see if John Jay can capitalize off the corner.
She looks more like a hockey goalie than a soccer goalie on that one, but
whatever gets the ball out of the net, doesn't matter how.
Yeah, I don't think Lehman cares. Here's Boucher, scored the goal in the 23rd minute. We'll take the second corner for John Jay. Lower set piece, Nemhard.
Boucher, good touch around. 1v1 situation. That time couldn't make the best of it.
Good defensive job by Sukalanda as Lehman will go to their bench.
Entering the game for the Lehman Lightning is number 25, Marilyn Cadena.
Marilyn Cadena comes in. Junior from the Bronx, from Harvest Collegiate.
Replacing number 13, Natalie Cola.
And Cola to step off for the final 7.5 of the first half. It's not a deep Lehman team. And of course, less deep without Emily Horta.
And John Jay have a lot more options on the bench. Want to tire them out, get the ball moving up and down the field as much as they can. Those end-to-end games are hard to manage for a team short on depth.
Vasquez trying to weave through the midfield. Now Schock's turn.
I like the aggressive-mindedness from Vasquez, even though she had options going back, try and push the ball forward as much as you can and get your offense more opportunities. I feel like she feels, along with the rest of the team, that they should be up by a lot more than one at the moment.
Yeah, I'm sure John Jay feels that way, especially dominating time of possession. But Bloodhounds 9 shots, 4 of them on goal. Lehman has not taken a shot yet at all. One shot blocked from Gian Gasparo. 5 goals, 9 assists on the season. Finds its way back out to Sophie Arias.
Yeah, good job from Gian Gasparo there. Saw that she didn't have Boucher with her, so she thought, why not have a crack of her own? It was blocked along the way. Want to aim high against Rice, especially if you haven't seen her, use her hands too much. You want to get the ball high up in the net.
So respect. Leads forward, Vasquez. Boucher. Just winds and fires. And odd choice there instead of trying to go 1v1.
Yeah, at that point, I would have liked to see Vasquez be a little bit more aggressive and try and get the ball forward a little bit more.
Nero the cross, headed out. Gianga Sparrow sends it out of play.
Right at ideal run contact. Was leaning back a little bit too much on that one. That's why it went way over the net. On that one, you want to, especially on a half volley like that, drive through the ball, keep your head down, and let the ball rise on its own. You see here, it's opening up for John Jay. Only one ahead being Castro for Lehman. They can bring it out towards the wing instead of trying to cut back there.
Ref says play on. Here's Marin sliding it towards Castro, and Bianco will pick it up for John Jay. Cadena in the direction of Castro, and Nemhard steps in front.
Yeah, if you're Marin in that situation, you want to bring the ball up instead of trying to get it away to Castro so quickly. Let Castro have time to make a run.
And a Weir in those fresh legs, providing a burst of speed for John Jay. 1v1, looks to dish off in the direction of Vasquez, and then the shot saved by Rice. Rebound bounces around and tapped in. Olivia Boucher, right place, right time. 2-0 John Jay.
Second goal of the game and comes right behind, right on the cusp of halftime. On that play, Weir brought it into the middle. This was a sensational chance to get a shot on goal. Rice didn't use the hands to flex off her knee. Boucher is there for the rebound twice. Thought it might be an offside call, but instead she gets goal number 2.
Yeah, it hit off the Lehman defender after the initial shot from Specs, stopped by Rice, and then Olivia Boucher was there to hammer home the rebound.
John Jay goal.
And a 2-goal lead for John Jay late in the first half.
17, Olivia Boucher. Time of the goal, 41st minute of play.
And Lehman find themselves down in a bigger hole instead of holding on to just being down by 1 goal. And the game completely changes for them. They try and work the ball up to Castro a lot more now. Let's see what she can do, but she's all by herself here.
So Speck not happy with the call, and a good free kick position for Lehman.
Now, if you're Maida, you try and put the ball in a very similar place than you did last time. I would aim a little bit towards the near post and try and curl it in, because that'll allow the best opportunity to try and go back post if you're crashing in for Lehman. And this is possibly one of their best chances of the game.
Maida towards Duarte. And an easy catch right on the breadbasket. Tried to go on goal. Ball had enough loft, and Duarte, like a center fielder, able to camp under it.
Yeah, for Castro and Roldan, they should try and make their runs a little bit sooner, get a little bit of momentum so that they can keep putting pressure on Duarte.
Arias, defense from Cadena.
Good turn by Gian Gasparo.
Arias working against Roldan. Roldan, quick start. Castro ducks out of the way, and then Bianco over to Nemhard. The two captains connecting. And Sir Nero. Nero, the transfer from Southern University, a Division I program, didn't play, just enrolled. But someone who has done wonders for John Jay. Now Anna Weir. The freshman. Crossing. Vasquez shot. Rice knocks it away and jumps on top of it.
A little dangerous in the net, but Rice was able to pounce on it in the end. And for Weir getting it into the middle again, she's done a great job of that. Vasquez had a little bit too much time to think, tried to overhit it, and eventually Rice able to get it.
Final minute, first half, 2-0 John Jay. Olivia Boucher scoring both goals.
Now, if you're Lehman, you just want to clear it as far as you possibly can. Maybe Castro gets a run onto it, but nothing before halftime.
Here's Boucher. Could she have a hat trick in the first? Boucher's shot yanks it wide to the left.
Now with that, you want to use the left and try and go far post or just go high in the net. That time, got it back onto the favored right foot. She's already scored with both feet.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Well, John Jay, the top seed, playing like the best team in the conference through 45 minutes, and perhaps one of the players of the year. Olivia Boucher making her mark first in the 23rd minute, and then late in the second half. Here's goal number 2, Olivia Boucher. Have yourself a day. Right place, right time. Bloodhounds lead at 2-0 in the Cunyac Championship on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Welcome you back to Queens College. Second half set to begin. John Jay with a 2-0 lead over Lehman in the 2024 Cunyac Women's Soccer Final. He's David Horn. I'm John Perez. David, 45 minutes in the books. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, we knew that John Jay was going to come out of the gates trying to go as fast as they could. They have a very great offensive side led by Olivia Boucher, who has been able to get 2 goals on net so far. But for Lehman College, it's been a little bit of a struggle trying to get the ball out of their own half. They're missing one of their key players in Emily Huerta, who picked up a red card in the semifinal, and they've been going at it with Lori Castro and Barbara Meda as their 2 playmakers. And what they need to do is just try and make those runs in behind and see what they can do and capitalize on those set pieces.
Johnny Clooney's been here a lot, a very calming presence, of course, and has really gotten the team to buy in as well. And it's interesting getting to know Johnny over the last couple of years, how much of a free spirit he is. But once the game is on, that's the game face. And he is someone who has really preached competitiveness to his team, and they've responded in bunches. And he's got to be happy with what he's gotten out of his team, particularly Olivia Boucher scoring in the 23rd and then the 41st minute. But just looking at the stats here, 17 shots for John Jay. 8 of them on goal, no shots for Lehman at all. And defensively for John Jay, you look at those numbers and say, oh, wow, they've really clamped him down. But that's just because John Jay's had the ball on the other end of the field. They really haven't had to defend as much.
Yeah, it's 100%. And when Lehman has been able to move the ball up court, Nemhard in the back has been able to dispossess. And once Lehman moves forward, they're vulnerable out of the back. And John Jay have capitalized on the break.
Ball outside the 18. And then trickles out of play.
I've liked what I've seen from Anna Weir, a possible Rookie of the Year candidate for John Jay on that left wing side. And she's been dangerous, been getting the ball into the center, allowing John Jay to get some shots on net.
On the foot to Boucher. Couldn't handle it. And now Lehman trying to go the other way. Stephanie Roldan was at times one of the best midfielders for Lehman this year. Roldan, a goal and 2 assists, but someone who is a transfer from Mount St. Vincent up in the Bronx and has that never quit mentality, and it breeds off to other teammates on her team. Ball out of play and throw in for the Bloodhounds.
And for John Jay, they're switching it up a little bit. Michaela Schock has moved into the midfield, who just took that a little heavy touch, and they moved out Emma Fisher towards the right-hand side. Weir and Fisher have been very dangerous, and they're trying to capitalize with this front 3.
Jerlyn Castillo slides it ahead in the direction of Fisher, takes a tumble, and good defense by Esmeralda Santos Valencia, sophomore from South Bronx Community Charter. Up to the far side, Sophia Arias started on the bench, gets the start the second half. A push and a foul. And Lehman possession.
And one of the keys that we said for Lehman was taking advantage of set pieces. At this point, what they want to do is see if they can get a pick on Nemhard, so Castro. Other possible case would have been Emily Huerta.
And here's Fisher. Flag is up.
Further possible case would have been Emily Huerta.
And here's Fisher. Flag is up for the offside on the cross. For the offside on the cross.
But Huerta was right neck and neck with her in terms of statistics at the very least. 16 goals, 16 assists, and 48 total points on the season. But a costly red card in the semifinal means she's out of today's match, and possibly out of the running for Player of the Year.
Yeah, and looks like we have a down Lehman player too.
Running for Player of the Year.
Yeah, and looks like we have a down Lehman player too. On the other side of the field. Could be some cramping issues as well. And 55 degrees at first touch. It is a chillier day, and what we've had, but still, hear a lot of cramp day, and what we've had, but still, hear a lot of cramping. Didn't see a collision now. Favoring that right leg. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Still 3-0 to score. 34:05 to go in the second half. All three goals coming from Olivia Boucher in 2024 Women's Soccer Cunyac Final. He's David Horn. I'm John Perez, and it's been a dominating effort so far for John Jay.
Yeah, they've been piercing in the second half, have not been able to get that final goal, but nonetheless, they've had opportunities. Just waiting to see one of them hit the netting.
Here's Emma Fisher, drops it off. Jerlyn Castillo on the cross in the direction of Boucher, goes over her temple, and back to converge over is Weir, out of play, and a Lehman goal kick.
And that was a beautiful cross by Jerlyn Castillo. Put it in exactly the right position, and Boucher just rose a little too early on it, misjudged just a tad. But some frustration starting to show for both sides, with Lori Castro still on the bench. Lehman has had trouble working it into the John Jay half. And then for the Bloodhounds, they want more goals, honestly. They won the last game against Lehman College 6-1. And by their standards, they could be doing a lot better.
Rolled up ahead. Here's Emma Fisher. Good defense by Max Vasquez. Michaela Schock tries to trickle it through, but Roldan in the right place.
And smart play by Roldan, winning the throw there and allowing Lehman at least some plan of an escape.
Stephanie Roldan trying to send it up the field. Daniela Vasquez. Lehman needs a goal in the worst way. Lori Castro. Or check that, Maria Martinez. Castro still on the bench. But Martinez working hard. Trying to create an opportunity for Lehman. First game of two today. Men's game will be right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Separate link, but stay on the channel. We will have the men's final between the Lehman Lightning and Hunter Hawks. Hunter just rolling into the building. They've been the team of destiny so far. 7 seed getting to the Cunyac final, or 6 seed, excuse me, moving all the way up. And a chance to hoist the title, looking for their first since 2010. Zoe Speck, Sophia Starby, and Lilith Eaton on for John Jay. Here's another chance for the Bloodhounds. Ball's out, and the clear by Barbara Maida. Boucher over to Eaton. Lilith Eaton, the freshman from South Bend, Indiana, 7 points on the season. Sends it towards the net, but hooks it wide.
Yeah, good fight there from Eaton after getting tackled previously. Working to gain the ball back and try and get an opportunity on net that time. Just skewed it a hair wide.
Here's Boucher. Outside the box, Boucher already 3 goals on the day. Looks for the cross towards Fisher. 3 defenders there. Fisher shot wide right.
Now it's tough on that sort of shot from Fisher, but once that ball bounces, you want to try and hook your foot around the ball instead of going under it. That way you won't skew it like she just did. But still a great chance. Boucher tried to cut it back for Fisher, but the pass just a little wayward.
Nemhard reverses course over to Starby. Starby now tasked to bridge the midfield for the final half hour of the game. Here's Boucher. Comes near side to Fisher. Fisher was seen more as the facilitator, but the last 2 sequences, it's been Boucher trying to find Fisher. Thrown in towards Martinez, but Schock is there. Gian Gasparo and Fisher.
Good challenge. Now in that situation, Gian Gasparo lucked out, trying to turn all the way back, but in that situation, you might want to switch field, not necessarily going to Nemhard, but going towards the other center back being Bianca and try and switch the field of play.
Maida with the strongest boot on the team. Curls it towards Sukalanda. Cola.
Nemhard, a great step, coming all the way out from the center back line.
John Jay has numbers. Boucher, it's a foot race. Olivia Boucher and Caitlin Rice steps in front of her. Good defense there by Barbara Maida, too, to throw Boucher off course.
Chance to break. Let's see if Lehman can make the most of it, but it's Nemhard once again. Now Lehman need a goal now and desperately, let's see if they can work something from a long throw.
Castro, the restart.
There's a large gap between the midfield and the forwards for Lehman. And that's where John Jay have been living so far in the second half. But they want to work it into that final third.
John Gasparo in the direction of Fisher. Emma Fisher trying to carve her way through the back line of Lehman. John Gasparo. John Gasparo works a goal kick. John Jay thought they had the corner. Did not. And Suya Nero checking back in for John Jay.
And it's going to be Shock to come out. So let's see how that change affects things. Shock already played right wing, then moved into the midfield kind of as a cam, as a 10. And now moving probably into the midfield would be Soraya Nero, who was playing right back earlier in this game.
Johnny Clooney likes the versatility that Nero brings. Good outside bid, attacking left or right. And so, like you said, now using her in a different position in the second half. Almost halfway home in the second half. 3-0 John Jay.
And something that you need as a coach is adaptability, and Johnny Clooney does exactly that. Moving around players who thinks is fit for the right occasion. He'll switch people in the middle of a game if they think they'll perform better in a certain area or if they need to bring on some fresh legs. And that's exactly what they're trying to do and get some more goals on the board.
And I'd have to imagine that he's going to dip into his bench if the score holds and you get to the final 15 to 20 minutes. Nero, good defending on Max Vasquez. Rolled on, trying to slide it up the field. Wind really starting to pick up here in Flushing. First chilly day in quite some while here in the New York metropolitan area. Nero.
It adds to the atmosphere, John.
Yep. So everyone at home is wondering, how does the wind affect the atmosphere? Outside the box, Rice on the shot from Fisher. Rice a little shaken up in net, cramping in her left calf. Be a big loss for Lehman to lose their keeper. And boy, she's really going through it. Well, let's see again here, David, what happened.
Yeah, it was on the shot from outside the box. Or that's from the goal earlier, excuse me. But after a goal like that, it has to weigh on your mental quite a bit. But here she's just getting worked out on the left calf. And stretched out. It seems like she just fell on it funny. And once she tried to get up, she might have stepped on it a little weird.
Yeah.
meantime, the clock stops.
Lehman already lost Lori Castro, has not come back on. And now Caitlin Rice, the latest victim to the injury bug. They're going to do all they can to try and keep her in the game, but if she can't move her legs, then it's going to be an issue. Trying to stretch her calves. Well, gives a thumbs up, and it's good to see that Rice is back. Will stay on the field. John Gasparo sends it wide.
Yeah, one of the best midfielders in the conference. Had a great turn and was able to push it towards the other side.
Here's Emma Fisher. Looking for the cross. And it'll lead to a goal kick.
Yeah, Fisher's shown a bit of frustration here. She's moved from the right wing to left wing and has not been able to create any chances for John Jay. John Gasparo, a chance to turn.
And towards Fisher. And ball goes off the dome of Miriam Bernal.
Yeah, if you're John Jay, you want to deliver that ball on the ground, possibly give a dummy, and then try and lift the ball into the box. But in a tight area like that, it's too hard to control. Bit of an errant pass there.
Maida. Trying to send it up, but good defending by Castillo. Castillo and Nemhard, the two defenders back there for John Jay. Sir Yanero.
Great shielding by Nero.
And Nero goes down, still working hard. Bacola able to get possession momentarily for Lehman.
And it seems like Kola is a bit shaken up now, moving a bit gingerly.
This might be the final day of the year for Lehman, but you want to come out of it in one piece as well.
Good turn out of pressure by John Gasparo.
Got some space. John Gasparo slips it up ahead, and Rosalind Max Vasquez gets in the passing lane. John Gasparo again in the header from Esmeralda Santos Valencia. And a whistle now stop the clock, and a yellow card against Lucia Gian Gasparo. Didn't see it initially, but Gian Gasparo doing enough here. Let's see what we got, Dave.
Yeah, going for those 50-50s, there are always tough balls when you're trying to win it as best as you can, but just a little late on the challenge and then a little bit too much with the cleat at the end, and that's why she picked up the yellow.
John Gasparo receives a yellow card, the 72nd minute of play for John Jay.
Starby.
And you see Lehman in that Gojovic low block as they try and move out of it on the counter.
Sukalanda up ahead. Maida.
Oh, right against the flagpole, but ends up winning the corner. Lehman needs to take their time, get people into the box. There's no rush at this point. Make sure you get a good delivery.
And then Maida puts it behind the net. First quarter, Lehman rushed, and then you see the result there. Substitutions on both sides. Kira Capets comes on for John Jay. And Brittany Guizato, the freshman from Mount Vernon, on for Lehman.
Kira Capets, number 18, enters the game for John Jay, replacing number 12, Jordan Castillo. And for Lightning, number 17, enters the game, Brittany Guizato, replacing number 13, Natalie Cola.
1v3 opportunity here.
John Jay looking to create. That was Fisher, and Rice comes over. Or check that, Boucher.
Bit of oohs and ahs there, but going 1v3 would have been hard even for Boucher.
Looking for a fourth goal of the game. She scored all three. Playing her best soccer of the year at the right time. Hat trick in the semifinal against Brooklyn. Another hat trick today.
Big knock there that Maria Martinez just took. But it seems to be all right. Now this is a situation, if you're Lehman, you try and load the back post. John Jay's going to try and keep a high line. Keep one person at the top of the box in case you want to flick on, and then one person going near post.
Shot from Sukalanda, far side.
Bit too aggressive from Fisher there. Just got caught out. Lehman, though, another chance to capitalize on a set piece.
Yeah, made it to take it.
Lehman starting to send almost everybody forward, realizing that time is not on their side.
No, and trailing by 3, they have to score now.
And you can see a bit of a tired leg from Maida there, not being able to lift that one.
Flag up. On the far side. Here's Fisher. Fisher, the junior, curls it back. Boucher.
Yeah, you can see a bit of the tired legs as Boucher goes down. Ooh. And that space as a center forward, you want to get forward as far as you can on a play like that, but that time was the trailer.
Rice steps in front. Russell Max Vasquez, Ellie Nembhard, and Sophia Starby. And Nero can't keep it in play. Karen Marin checks back in for Lehman. On the other side for John Jay, Anna Weir returns, replacing Olivia Boucher. And for Boucher, her day is done. You'd assume a hat trick in the Cunyac final. And you would assume the MVP of this game. Should John Jay hold on?
And for John Jay, returning as number 21, Anna Weir, replacing number 17, Olivia Boucher.
Fisher cutting inside.
Drops it off up top. Lilith Eaton, the shot saved by Rice.
Once that ball got into the center towards Emma Fisher and it got it back over to Lilith Eaton, she should have tried to move a little bit quicker and lift the ball just a little bit more, had a little bit too much time to think on it.
We mentioned for John Jay, their run of dominance starting in 2019, looking for their 4th title in the last 5 years. It's really just been CCNY that has been able to best John Jay over these last few years. Here's Sir Yanero.
And CCNY were supposed to have a better season. They were chosen in the preseason poll to repeat, with John Jay looking to finish 2nd as Weir takes a tumble. But their record did not reflect that this year.
Martinez slips.
Well, John, it really has been an end-to-end game here at Queens College today. As you can see, some of the tired legs on both sides starting to come into effect. The gaps between the midfield and the defense and the midfield and the forwards growing even more and more with each minute that we wind down here.
There's the last 5 champions. CSI no longer in the conference, so it's really been the Bloodhound show. CCNY knocking off John Jay last year. But 11 and a half minutes away from bringing the title back to Columbus Circle. And Maria Martinez shaking up around midfield.
Yeah, it seems like that's just a cramp and tired legs starting to show. Lori Castro already out. We mentioned a couple times Emily Huerta, one of the best players on Lehman's side, ineligible for today with a red card. And Lehman starting to get some fresh legs in.
Mamie Coley, freshman from Harlem, comes on for Martinez.
Maria Martinez.
Good cut on the inside. Evading 3 John Jay defenders. But the pass just not there.
Kira Keppett's looking for the throw-in, and Michaela Schock back on for John Jay. Well, we thought that was it for Schock, but got some rest, and now that'll do it for Emma Fisher. Heck of a season, 20 points coming into today. Had an assist, and big reason why John Jay looking for their 4th Cunyac title. Starby. Eaton trying the cross, and a corner upcoming for the Bloodhounds. Gian Gasparo, quick reset. A Starby launches into it and goes all the way through to Rice. So Yanero on the cross up top, Eaton. Right into a wall, hand up, whistle, Lehman possession.
John Jay still playing in Lehman's half, just retaining possession at this point. looking to make moves forward, but have not had chance on goal since Boucher has come out of the game.
Starby towards Narrow. And Rice calling everybody off. That was one big step forward for Rice, and all goalies need to be vocal leaders out there, anchor the back line, or at least direct them. But as the season's gone on, her confidence in being that leader has grown exponentially, said Gojevic, and a good piece for Lehman in the future.
Yeah, 100%. She sees the game very well from that backside, and when you can see the whole field, you can map things out and kind of predict how the other team likes to play, especially as you wind your way into each and every game.
Suryanero. Towards Anna Weir. Nero. Cross.
Yeah, John, once that ball gets outside the 18-yard box, Lehman has to move quickly in order to collapse. And with tired legs, they've been a little slow to it, which has allowed John Jay to get some shots up, even though they've been blocked.
Nemhard. Bianco. And here's Nemhard.
Ooh, good cross into the center.
Well, it was a tough start for John Jay at the beginning of the season. Had some cancellations. They had the 4-0 win over Old Westbury, but then a tie against New Jersey City. Losing 4-0 to Penn State Abington, 4-0 to Kane, 1-0 to Cedar Crest, then a 5-2 loss to Rutgers Camden, and then 8-1 to NYU, ranked 19th in the country. But it was that tough schedule that Johnny Clooney said that his team learned a lot about themselves. They saw the barometer. New goalie in for John Jay is Kaylin McClellan, a junior from Charleston, West Virginia, coming off a major MCL injury, replacing Gigi Duarte. So a good day by Duarte, and now McClellan to close it out. But, you know, David, you always worry about how your out-of-conference schedule affects your team in conference. And for John Jay, it's helped them out a lot, specifically in the Cunyac, as they've run roughshod pretty much the 5th straight year. Ball wide to the right.
Yeah, 100%, John. Your out-of-conference games kind of shape how your team will play out through the rest of the season. And for John Jay, the tough competition has really helped them out and allowed them to dominate this conference. They'll likely go undefeated throughout the entire Cunyac play.
Well, Boucher back on, so she'll get to share a moment and celebrate with her team on the field. And Kelly Tula Lopez, local product, freshman, went to high school right down the block at Cardozo. Was a walk-on, and will get to play in the final 6 minutes of the Cunyac Championship.
All right, this time Boucher moving into midfield instead of playing up top. Narrow, Weir, and Schock, the front three.
call out a play once again. It's been a long time coming, a lot of hours put into for this John Jay program, and you could take it back to Casey Summers, the head coach before Johnny Clooney, now coaching over at Catholic down in D.C. When she first came on, she wanted to establish a culture, make John Jay the destination place to go. Won a Cunyac championship, left for Catholic, and then Clooney has taken it to another level, and this is a team that still has their foot on the gas. Weir.
Yeah, if Weir was able to dummy there and let that ball go, she would have had two behind her, would have had an opportunity.
And there's Caitlin Rice. Step in front.
A lot of time and space for Nero to work with.
Shock. And here's Nero with the final 3.5 minutes to play.
And for Johnny Clooney and the rest of the Bloodhounds, this win today would feel so much sweeter considering the tough game that they had in the championship, 4-2 against City College last year.
Nero shot off to the right.
City College was able to get on the board first in that game through a miscommunication through some center backs, got on the board through a corner as well. And John Jay wasn't in the right headspace for that sort of game, but came out today and really just got the job done.
John Gasparo.
Crafty midfielder and a beautiful turn.
And a Weir. Towards Tula Lopez. Boucher chips it. And the field goal is good, but goes through over the crossbar.
Just a friendly reminder at the conclusion of the game, all fans must remain in the bleacher seating area during the post-game awards ceremony. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you.
After the game, we'll speak to our player of the match. Safe to say we know who it is, and we'll get her thoughts. John Jay looks to go back to the NCAA tournament. And for this conference, try and bring at least one NCAA tournament win back to the conference. I know NCAA championship is a whole other ordeal, David, but for a conference that, tries to pride itself on getting to the NCAA tournament, they want to start to make some noise.
Yeah, John, 100%. If they could get a win, John Jay will really be a destination, not just in the Cunyac Conference, but in the New York City metropolitan area as well.
One minute remaining in the second half.
Final minute in the championship game. John Jay up 3-0 and on the cross. Nothing doing there. Final 35 seconds. John Gasparo finds its way through for one more measure. John Jay scores. Michaela Schock.
Yeah, a beautiful job there just to put the icing on the cake for John Jay. It was a beautiful cross off of the throw-in. Takes one touch inside, and John Gasparo just delivers a beauty right over the head, and Shock does the rest.
Well, now just 20 more seconds to make the game official.
Yeah, the Bloodhounds waiting in anticipation right by center field.
Well, they're getting ready to charge the field. John Jay, the 2024 Women's Cunyac Soccer Champions.
For the Lehman College Lightning, nothing. For the Bloodhounds, it's their 4th championship in the past 5 seasons. Congratulations to the 2024 CUNY Women's Soccer Champions, the John Jay
The run of dominance continues for John Jay. They're going on to the NCAA tournament. Olivia Boucher scores a hat trick in the final bout. Michaela Shock, like you said, puts the icing on the cake in what has been a dominant John Jay run.
Yeah, John, the Bloodhounds just came in and really just did the job today. Olivia Boucher dominant with the hat trick, just moving the ball offensively, one of the best offensive teams in the conference, and rock solid in the back. Nemhard was sensational. And for John Jay, this win is just all the more sweeter after losing it in the championship last year. They come back and get the job done.
Johnny Clooney, the Gatorade bath on this chilly Queens day, although I don't think he's feeling pretty frigid. A champion once again, and this team moving on to the NCAA tournament. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll speak to Olivia Boucher, the player of the game, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Thank you for watching Varsity Media, the leaders in New York high school sports coverage.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, are you following Varsity Media on our YouTube channel? For the best coverage of New York high school sports, make sure you head to youtube.com/varsitymedia. 3 easy steps. First, hit that like button, and then be sure to subscribe. And finally, tap that yellow bell to be notified of all of our upcoming sportscasts. Thank you for following Varsity Media on YouTube.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
After John Jay grabbed the Cunyac title, let's send it down to John Perez here with the player of the game, Olivia Boucher, after a hat trick in the Cunyac final.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want to thank you.
Thank you, David. I'm here with Olivia Boucher. Olivia, when you decided to come to John Jay, I know that winning championships was one of the things that you wanted to do on top of your personal play, but now that you're able to hoist the trophy, what are your feelings?
I'm so excited. I know we talked about this in August, when I met with Coach Clooney last December, he had mentioned where they wanted to get to, and I just wanted to be a huge part of that. And now that I'm here, I cannot wait to pick that trophy up.
What did you learn about this journey and your team along the ride?
You know, we have to have some patience. You know, not every game went the way we wanted to, and we had to stay resilient, stay focused. You know, we put goals out, and we just every day had to work hard to follow them. Early mornings, late nights, whatever we had to do to get here.
3 hat tricks this season, 2 hat tricks over the last 2 matches. What was working so well for you?
I think I was just determined. You know, I also couldn't have done it without, obviously, the passes that came from my teammates. You know, they hit everything perfectly. We executed our game plans, and they had the great passes. I was just happy I got to finish them.
This is a conference that's been yearning for an NCAA tournament win. Now that you guys are moving on there, what's going to have to be done to bring that back to the Cunyac?
You know, I think we're just going to have to change up our goals a little bit. You know, we got through our first part of the season. This is a totally different season we're heading into. So we got to find like the game plan, just how we've been doing, one game at a time.
All right, Olivia, I'll let you go celebrate. Congratulations. That's Olivia Boucher. David, we'll send it back up to you.
Number 5. Number 6 is Merelda Santos Valencia. Number 7, Maria.
After that amazing interview, let's send it to the PA announcer for the award ceremony for the 2024 Cunyac Championship.
8, Barbara Mera. Number 9, Haley Siquilanda. Number 10, Emily Huerta. Number 11, Rosalyn Vasquez Max. Number 12, Claudia Diaz. Number 13, Natalie Cola. Number 15, Miriam Bernal. Number 16, Adriana Selage. Number 17, Brittany Lusado. Number 20, Mamie Coley. Number 25, Marilyn Cadena. Number 00, Caitlin Rice. The coaching staff, the head coach, Toma Kocevic. The assistant coaches, Hugh Campbell and Joe Panetti. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a nice round of applause to the 2024 Lehman College Lightning. And one more time, ladies and gentlemen, a great big round of applause for the 2024 Lehman College Lightning. And now, ladies and gentlemen, they did it in 2019. They did it in 2021. They did it in 2022. And here they are, the 2024 CUNY Women's Soccer Champions, the John J. Bloodhounds. For the team captains and coaches, come get your hardware.
What a year it's been for the Bloodhounds. 5 years ago to the date, this program won its first Cunyac title. Now they've got 4 in that span, David Horn. This team has taken over the Cunyac, and they're not stopping anytime soon.
The dominance just keeps on going for the Bloodhounds. Such a sweet win after taking a loss in the championship last year, and got the win 4-0 here today.
Well, so that'll do it for our coverage here and for our entire crew. Chris Sweeney, the technical director, Mike Verdi, Becca Kazaks, Gerald Miranda. For my partner, David Horn, this is John Perez saying so long from Queens College. John Jay, the Cunyac champions here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.